Hey guys, welcome to Black Geek Cool. My name's Gershon, and this video is going to be a spoiler review of Infinity War. We're going to get into all the spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, which it's kind of odd you haven't seen it yet because it's big, made a whole bunch of money. But if you haven't seen the movie, want to see my non-spoiler review, that should be up here, or maybe here, or wherever you can put it, or also be in the description of this video. But let's get into it. Once again, this is a spoiler review of Infinity War. So from this point on, spoilers, just so you know. So don't get mad, hit me in the comments and be all mad and stuff. But so I'm not gonna like recap the whole movie. I'm gonna talk about the things I really liked and a couple questions I have that maybe you guys can answer. Even though there's a whole bunch of videos explaining these things, but I want to get interactive with you guys. So I love the way they started this movie. They let you know like this is not your typical Avengers movie. They kill people right off the bat. Literally half of Asgard's people die immediately. Loki dies. Heimdall dies, which I was a little sad. I was mad the brother was the first one to die. Like I was watching, I was like, oh, don't kill him first. Don't kill him first. But technically, like all those other Asgardians died first. So technically, he wasn't the first person to die, but we all know it was a Jurassic Park feeling right there. Felt like he was the first one to die. But he did be very heroic before he died and send Hulk all the way down to Earth. So that was cool. He had a moment. Got a little teary-eyed for his moment. But this is like the first like 15 minutes of the movie. They already established Thanos. Like they went right to Thanos, which is really good. And this movie did a great job giving backstory to Thanos, like really getting you to know this character, being that he's been around for a while in the MCU and you just got glimpses of him. This is kind of his movie explaining his reasoning for what he was doing. Like for the whole reason that he's trying to bring balance to the universe, which is killing half of the universe. It makes sense though. It's not some I just want to rule the world super villain ego type of thing. It was actual he felt well, that's the only thing. It might have been a little bit of ego, but he felt he was the only one that saw the truth and was able to do something about it and had the courage to do something about it or the strength to enact that, which you can pick and choose if that's true or not. But in this awesome beginning scene, you see the Hulk fight Thanos, and you instantly see the Hulk is no match for Thanos. Like Thanos throwing blows on the Hulk took him down quickly, so fast. It was a little upset to see the Hulk lose so quickly. You would think it'd be a little better of a battle, but nah, Thanos wasn't having it. He ducked, hit him in the ribs, then body slammed that man. No problem. Easy. Piece of cake to take out the Hulk. So that lets you know that Thanos, at least in the cinematic universe, is stronger than the Hulk. And unless they do something in this next movie to change that, that's the feeling I got from watching this movie. But after they introduced some of Thanos' kids here, so you got to know them a little bit. But in the end, you see Thanos is coming. It lets you know he's coming. He's already got 2 Infinity Stones. I don't like that he got the Space Zone without... No, not the Space Zone. Well, he already had the Space... Well, he got the Space Zone from Loki. But the fact that he got the Power Stone and we didn't see him do that. I honestly would have liked to seen that. Him taking the Power Stone from... I forget what planet, but it's the Nova Corps. Whatever planet that is called. I forgot the name of that planet. But I would have liked to seen that. But another scene I liked is how Thor runs into the Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, I believe there was a clip of that got leaked. I think that was like almost a year ago when you seen Thor floating through the space. And that's another thing. Thor dies like twice in this movie almost. Like there's situations where he should have been dead. Like they've made Thor like a super being in this. Like it seems like there's no way he can die. Like this man can float in space without air, so he doesn't need air. He can survive the a blast from a star. Like that is amazing. I think they made him a little bit OP, especially since I think they're gonna phase Thor out, or at least have somebody take over for Thor. I don't know. That's another good question. Are they gonna keep Thor, Chris Hemsworth? I think that's the same person. Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man. Are they gonna keep those three actors? Are those three characters? Are they gonna blend them into another character because their contracts are up, and those are the three mega hitters in the MCU, at least the beginning, the foundation of them. So, but that comes later because that's part of one of my theories, which I'm gonna share closer to the end of the movie. But when Thor meets the Guardians of the Galaxy and Peter Quill having his little moment with him, oh, that's not a man, hilarious. And oh, after the fight that Iron Man had with I forget Thanos' kid's name, the guy with the the telepathy power when he captures Doctor Strange. It was cool to see Iron Man's new armor that was it mm, microbots or something like that. I forgot what he called it. But I'm pretty. It's called the bleeding armor. I saw somewhere. It's one of his armors, and it was cool to see the capabilities of that armor. Like he never amazes me. Like his ability to do stuff, and I thought Shuri was smarter than him. I'm pretty sure Shuri is smarter than Bruce. I don't think she is as smarter than Tony Stark. Like I think Tony Stark's a lot closer to her than Bruce Banner is. Like you can tell because Bruce Banner was like, I don't know why we didn't think of that, but Tony Stark seems to have already went leaps and bounds over that moment in time of them creating Vision, trying to fix Vision stuff. So I think she might be just a little bit ahead of Tony because that Iron Man suit, that tech is awesome. Like the ability that tech has. Oh, and I love the way they introduced the spider suit. I'm still not 100% a fan of the spider suit in Infinity War. His armor, his spider armor. I like the comic book version of it more. I do. I like the red and gold. I think that looks better to me. But that's just me. After that fight, when Bruce Banner got the phone and was gonna call, why didn't he call Steve? Because Steve doesn't ever say anything. Seemed like he talked to Bruce in the first time he saw him, and then Bruce ended up at the Avengers, not the Avengers Tower, but the other new Avengers headquarters. So did he call Steve or did he call Rhodey? And was Rhodey's number in that phone? Like that was weird. They really didn't explain that. Hit me in the comments. Let me know if you know what that was about, because I was lost there. Like that didn't make any sense to me. That could have been just bad storytelling or a scene that got cut and they didn't fix it in post or whatever. But that didn't make sense why he ended up with Rhodey at the new Avengers headquarters. And then when Steve Rogers and them came back, even Steve seemed surprised to see Bruce there. He was happy to see him, but he seemed surprised, even though it seemed like he dialed his number a minute ago. So that was weird. I do like Tom Holland. I like him as Spider-Man. I'm not the biggest fan of Spider-Man Homecoming. I have a couple problems with that, and I need to make a review of that. But I'm not the biggest fan of Spider-Man Homecoming. I still like him a lot as Spider-Man. He's a good Peter Parker. He's a good Spider-Man. He's all around, all together there. It's just little subtle things I don't like about him as Spider-Man, at least in his Spider-Man movie. In this, he was awesome in it. He was amazing in this. Like, he had his quips. He was a little bit up Tony Stark's butt, but that's supposed to be his kind of like mentor or his idol, so I can understand that. I think they should pull away from that a little bit, because I think Peter Parker in the comics is just as smart as Tony Stark, so I need them to bump him up a little bit. But he still was really good in this. I'm not gonna lie, everybody had their little moments in this. Like for having so many characters, everybody had a moment in this where they shine. Either you had Tony Stark with his suit and his tech in his suit, and clearly his dialogue. They always give Robbie Downey Jr. good dialogue, and his interaction with other characters that he's never interacted with. Like him talking to Peter Quill was hilarious, and Peter Quill had his moments when he's talking to him, and then even when he's messing with Thanos. And so let's talk about that right quick. I don't know if I call him the villain of the movie because everybody's got these memes like Peter Quill. Yes, he did mess up. Yes, he did knock Thanos out of that trance and stopped him from getting the gauntlet. But let's realize that Doctor Strange did the whole use a time stone and saw this coming, so he didn't even seem to try to stop him. Like he didn't go, "Hey, I'm gonna tell you some information right quick. You're gonna be sad about it, but we still got a mission." Like why he didn't let him know that? Like in all those 4,000 times he saw them fighting Thanos, I'm sure this came up at least 3,600 times. So he didn't just let him know that off the back, so he wasn't surprised by this. Like that made no sense. So I can't give Peter Quill villain of the movie. And I seen some people saying like Gamora's a villain too for letting, like that was just, I do like that they closed that chapter in Captain America when they had Red Skull there. I love that. I was like the first one to see that in the theaters I was in and kind of shouted it out a little bit. The free geek moment. But I do like they closed that chapter and let you know what happened to that character. And it was cool for dude to come back to just for that few minutes of scene to close that. But for Gamora not to realize that Thanos, in his weird way, does love her. And the moment he realized he has to sacrifice her, like she didn't pick up on that. Like, come on. And then, okay, I forgot about that. I can see why you call Gamora. If you call Gamora the villain of this because she told Thanos where that stone was because she was torturing her sister. Like, you know, if he gets stone, he's gonna kill everybody. So let her die and let him not get that stone. You're the only one with the information. It seems like. So just be quiet, let her die, and let Thanos not get the stone. So you want to call her the villain? More so her being the villain than Peter Quill? I feel that way. Definitely. But let's talk about how the characters fought together. Because that was a big thing. Watching these characters fight in combat together using each other's abilities. And the fight between Thanos and Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Peter Quill, Bautista as I just forgot it. I just blanked on his name. Whatever his name is. Mantis, and who else was out there? Somebody else I'm forgetting. No, that's it that was fighting there. Oh, what's her name? Nimbus? It's not Nimbus. Nebula came eventually. But their fight was really cool. Like to see Doctor Strange make portals and Spider-Man go through the portals. Magic kick. That was hilarious. I was laughing. And that's so Spider-Man right there. And to see them use the same plan they use to get Ego with was, it was sloppy writing a little bit, but it worked. Like it worked, at least for the time being. They didn't do so much of that in Wakanda when they fought. Like it was cool to see when they let down the shield and all those monsters came in and they just, War Machine went off. War Machine was kicking butt. Like I knew he had a good suit, but man, he went in this. And I like that. So the scene when Black Panther's rushing those monsters to meet them, they had, I don't know if anybody peeped this, they had Captain America, but Black Panther was still faster than Captain America. I thought they were going to have him overlap him, I thought they were gonna let Captain America overlap Black Panther, but they let him stay in front, and it was like it was a little moment I realized, yeah, Cap, I think he could take you. Like I think Black Panther can definitely take Captain America. Like I really do. At least in this cinematic universe, I think he's beat him in the comic books before, but in this cinematic universe, I definitely think he can. I like that they did that and let him. They showed that these two individuals are enhanced humans and clearly faster than regular humans, so that made sense. But they let you see that Black Panther is the better one out of so me being a Black Panther fan, that meant the world to me. But it was sad to see him go. It was really sad to see Spider-Man go. Like he had those moments. Tears in your eyes. It was a moment, boy. Tears in your eyes. But overall, it was a really good movie. They made you care about Thanos. They gave you backstory. Him with Gamora, and you seen that. Like when I saw them do that moment where they showed him first meeting Gamora and taking her under his wing, I was like, oh my goodness, she's gonna die. Like I knew it instantly. Like I didn't know she was gonna be a sacrifice for him to get a stone, but I knew he was gonna be involved in killing her in some way. So, but they made you care about Thanos more than just a villain being big bad in the story. You cared about him on a deeper level, which works. Like they made Thanos their number one villain. Like he just pushed ahead of Loki, pushed ahead of Killmonger because you understood what his intentions were. Like a lot of Marvel's villains, you never really understand what their intentions are and what drives them to do what they're doing. You do with Thanos. You understand it. It's very clear, straight to the point, and it makes sense. Which that's the real kicker. It makes sense to why you need to wipe out half the universe because resources are scarce. They're gonna be used up. The best way to save it is to kill people, unfortunately. It's a hard job, but Thanos felt he can do it. But yeah, that's just my quick spoiler review of Infinity War. Hit me in the comments. Let me know what your best favorite part is. The comedy was good too. I laughed in this too. It's really good. Like it's Marvel, so they're known for comedy and know where to put it in good spots. A lot of people had a lot of good one-liners. It was amazing. Wakanda again still looked beautiful. Like we was only there for a little bit, but man, it looked so beautiful. And of course, we know Black Panther's coming back, Spider-Man's coming back, Guardians of the Galaxy, most of them are coming back. It's just how they're gonna come back. And in my opinion, I think so. This is what I think is gonna happen in Avengers 4. I think the surviving Avengers are going to eventually I think Thor, Iron Man, and Captain America are going to, maybe even Black Widow, maybe not Black Widow, but I think they're going to sacrifice themselves to bring back all the heroes that we lost. That was one theory I have. And throughout, this is going to happen throughout that movie where they have to find Thanos, get to him, blah, blah, this. But then somebody threw out a theory about they think people are in the Soul Stone, or even that, like, so there was a weird part. So when Thanos got the Soul Stone, it was weird the way he did it. It seemed like he went into a dream or went into the Soul Stone. So a lot of people are saying that all this stuff happened in the Soul Stone and not real life, which is interesting. Hit me in the comments. Let me know what your theories are of how Avengers 4 might go and where everyone is. And we don't know where Ant-Man and Hawkeye is. Like they said he was gone and stuff, and Ant-Man's got his movie coming up, which I'm gonna go check that out. It looks funny. But yeah, hit me in the comments. Let me know what your theories are, what you think is gonna happen in Avengers 4. Also, let me know what your favorite part in Infinity War was. You can always hit me up at Black Geek Cool on Twitter and here on YouTube. If you haven't, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the like button. Helps my channel grow. And I'll see you guys in the next one.